This is Oxalaia. Oxalaia is a spinosaurid that lived in the late Cretaceous of what is now Brazil. And it's a spinosaurid that has been gaining some popularity recently, which I think is interesting because it's a spinosaurid that we really don't know too much about. See, it's known from extremely fragmentary remains, only some pieces of the snout. Fortunately, those pieces are very much spinosaurid pieces, like the tip of the snout. You can't really confuse that with any other type of dinosaur. But that's really all that we have to go off of. Now, of course, we know that it was a pretty big spinosaurid because these pieces are overall very large, and spinosaurids all have pretty typical traits like long arms or a long crocodilian-like snout, but that's pretty much the extent of it. And what I think is really interesting about Oxalaia is that there's a lot of people who think that it for sure looked like Spinosaurus. More specifically, every time we see a Spinosaurus that appears in a new movie, like in the trailers, I have a lot of people saying that they think it's possibly Oxalaia instead of Spinosaurus. Like the Jurassic World Rebirth trailer. There's a lot of people who said that those three Spinosaurs could be Oxalaia. Or the Primitive War trailer with that Spinosaurid that we see attacking the boat. Or even the Walking with Dinosaurs trailer. Now, I don't think that people actually said that they think it's Oxalaia. They just said that they think it looks more like Oxalaia, which is still interesting. Now, as I mentioned before, we don't really know what Oxalaia looks like. And of course, looking at the skeletal material, it does seem like Oxalaia was decently related to Spinosaurus, but there was also some distance between it. So it's kind of up in the air about what exactly Oxalaia looked like. Like, take for example, it could have had a large sail like Spinosaurus, but it also could have had a relatively small sail similar to a Suchomimus or something like that. Given the fact that it is a little bit more related to Spinosaurus makes the larger sail more likely, but you know, it's just, there's a lot of stuff that is left up for speculation when it comes to something like this. And on top of that, there's also a little bit of a debate about whether or not Oxalaia truly did exist and instead wasn't just another species of Spinosaurus. Because if it was another species of Spinosaurus, that would be pretty huge overall because it would show that Spinosaurus had a pretty large range. It would mean that the genus of Spinosaurus was not just in Africa, but also extended to South America. Overall, it would be a really cool thing to learn, but of course, we do need more skeletal material to help fill in that picture.